have the Hurricanes been the hardest game this season so far?
TJ, are you on side? First of all. Yeah, tough game, real tough game. And I think the most important thing is getting the win in those conditions, and especially finishing on our line. And I think that was great testament to I'm looking at him. Yeah, great testament to the work the boys put in, the belief they're developing within the team.
Cheers, guys. There you go.
Freddie, what got you up to this victory? What, if you had to kind of pick a quality or a series of qualities, what got you over the line tonight?
Oh, there's a lot in it. I mean, it's a complex game, a lot of moving parts, as we know. But I think the guys, except for a couple of occasions, stuck to what they knew they could do, and went to it. If you do a really quick analysis, I love that game because it's just a clear picture on what we need to do to get right. I mean, it was just so evident that we let them into the game. Every time we scored, we couldn't exit, and we gave away a penalty. And their entries in the 22, they're such an efficient team at scoring, and that's probably why at the end of the game they don't score to get the win. 4 points, and our boys dug in and nailed it. So I thought that was pretty important for us to reinforce going forward. But the analysis and feedback on Monday morning is going to be pretty simple. And the really good thing about that is everybody's saying the same thing. There's not one player that's saying something different. They're all aligned.
Patrick, did that feel like the two best teams in this competition going hammer and tongs for 80?
Yeah, I mean, physically, yeah, probably the hardest game to date. Trying to get the ball carrying and you're getting some good shoulders on, definitely feel that. So physically, yeah, tough, but then just because how close it was and you saw the seesaw, and there's a real test for us mentally just to stay in it and stay focused to try to get one up each time, and that in itself is quite hard to do. So on a team level, yeah, pretty pleasing for that. And yeah, apart from the penalties and penalties probably let them back in and let us down.
But did you have to say much there towards the end? Given the way that Vern said that everybody sort of knew what had gone wrong, did you have to say much to cheer them up at the end?
No, I mean, there wasn't time for us to say much. We just had to get in there and get the job done.
So they're all conscious of it?
Yeah. Even throughout the game, I don't have to say much anyway, because there's a lot of leadership out there in terms of our attack, and then mainly our D, where Dalton and Mark were pretty vocal, and you could just feel the want to stamp them out in the end there as well. So,
Being on a tight night, how crucial was Harry's, both his goal kicking and his game direction? When obviously decisions and collecting points were vital.
Outstanding. I don't think he missed a kick, did he? I think he got it. Yeah. So, I mean, that having an 8-point buffer going in with, I think there was 10 minutes to go, is very important. I think it was a 15 or whatever it was. So, and that comes through his efficiency with the ball on his foot. So that was really good. And when we analyse it, we'll be, I think we got set upon a bit of set piece. I think we got everything the way we wanted it there, and that'll be a target for us to improve on Monday moving forward. And the discipline was spoken about. And then there's just a couple of times we got caught in two minds, which is something we're trying to drive out of our game, make sure we're very clear about what we want to achieve and how we go about it. And then I thought some of the unstructured stuff was good as well. I think we can keep growing that. We got the ball to edges at times. There's in all it comes down to, everyone loves the expression, but it is fine margins, and it could have bounced either way. And if you look at that last 2 minutes on our line, I think that's where you get real satisfaction.
Vern, obviously great to get the win and get top spot. If there was a sad note, it was Sullivan, first game back in 6 weeks. So
yeah.
Did he do his knee again? Have you got to whip it up?
That was his other knee. Did the other side. So we reinforced his good one too well, and he popped the other. That's really bad luck. Like, I saw him on the ground again, and that's part of the game. And we've got a couple of other knocks in there as well. It was a physical match, and there'll be, the medical team will be busy tonight, tomorrow, and come Monday morning to get everybody patched up, and that'll be the theme, I think, going through to the end of the season. When there are no easy games from now on, and it's going to take its toll, and we'll have to look after ourselves.
We get guys like Rico and Stephen back next week.
I don't know. That's a discussion. Probably tomorrow we'll have a discussion with the medical team, and then Monday morning again go through the process of where we're at, and the Highlanders at home, and then we'll make decisions around that.
How much stock do you put in finishing top? Is it something you talk about at home advantage in the playoffs?
Mate, the most important thing is the content. the win's great, and of course if we hadn't have dug in deep at the end there, you'd be looking at starting next week with a defeat. We can start with a positive, with a win, but not ignoring the things that that we obviously can improve on to become better, and we'll have to become better.
If they got you in Wellington, you got them tonight. Do you expect to see the Hurricanes again at some point this season?
They're a really good team. They're a good team. They're the team they're hard to break down, and we were missing a few, and they were missing a few, and if there's a third game, it'll be a cracker.
Patrick, you mentioned penalties earlier. How was your communication out there with the referee? What did you put that down to?
No, it's pretty good. I mean, we had a bit of trouble against Minor, our relationship there, but then he refed us for the Reds as well. One game there and then again today, so he's very open to listening, and I suppose like all tight games, things will get heated, and I was asking a few questions there, but that's standard ref player chat, but overall I think it was pretty good. Yeah.
And how far off intensity level was that to a test match for you?
It's quite similar. I think not much different at all. Very physical and fast at the same time.
And just on the crowd, people really showed up tonight, afternoon kick-off, nice day. How did that feel running out in front of that?
Oh, awesome. Like we couldn't really hear ourselves speak when we come into a huddle a few times there. So, it was awesome time to play a game, awesome weather despite the cold. But, hopefully we get that ball rolling, and we can have it more, because certainly felt that energy. Certainly felt like the crowd enjoyed it too. So a positive here.
Patrick, the Canes have clearly been the team that have kind of troubled you the most this season so far, beating you once and then pushing you right to the wire tonight. What is it about them that makes them a tough nut for you guys?
I mean, don't want to say they play similar to us, but I think they're good up front. Their forwards can carry clean well, good set piece, and then got a pretty lethal back line. So for myself personally, I was probably falling off tackles there, and that's something that didn't happen much before. So their ball carry was probably a big strength for them there. Different Hurricane side to previous.
Pretty well balanced.
Yeah.
Vern, you mentioned the areas you wanted improved as you go ahead. How positive is that, so to keep the guys occupied looking at the finals coming up?
Yeah, it is. It's really important to have an objective and something to work on. That's the key to starting your week, and challenge yourself to become better. And you get that reference against a very good team like the Hurricanes. Hurricanes were first in the competition, and they've showed us where we need to become better. And I'm sure they're taking in information as well so that they can develop their game. But that's part of it, going towards the nitty-gritty.
And how good is it to be in this position you're in now with that ahead?
Yeah, I think the challenge in making sure we become better, this is key for this group. It's key for coming on Monday and say, look, we recognise, acknowledge, and we become better, and work to it. And that becomes, that we're in a reasonable position to finish the season. Then you've got to make sure that when you hit those playoffs that you nail everything, and you can't give an easy opportunities for the opposition to get on top.
But you're top of the table, you won 8 in the bounce. Do you take a moment tonight to acknowledge that, celebrate that a little bit before you put feet back on the ground, or is it feet straight back on?
Oh no, I think you're right. I think there's a time that you work hard during the week and you battle there. I think there's a moment where we can appreciate each other's company, and it might be a cold beer and pat on the back, but that's all part of the game. That cohesion is not just built on the field; it's built off as well. So I think the boys deserve to have a couple of beers, not too many, but you know what I mean. But we don't want to, the curfew should be reasonable.
Vern, do you have any more All Blacks rest weeks to get away?
Yeah, there's a few there. We're managing them on minutes and training minutes as well. There's a bit to get done yet. Yeah.
What did you think of the occasion tonight, Vern? I mean, it's almost 26,000, which is the biggest crowd we've seen this season so far.
Yeah, and I really loved the end of the game where the players stayed on the field and the supporters came out and they were just surrounded. And it was deep. There were people. It wasn't just one layer. It was 3 or 4 layers of people in behind that little rope set up. And I've really enjoyed seeing the players, spend time with those people, you know, family and friends and people that are genuinely supporting. So just bring that on. It's great.
Did you enjoy the last 2 minutes?
Sorry?
Did you enjoy the last 2 minutes?
I didn't do a lot of breathing in that last 2 minutes, mate, if I'm honest.